Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another magical moon message. Welcome to Cancer season, ladies and gentlemen. If you've listened to me for at least the past 6 months, everything that I've been saying since January is hyper manifesting. The first season, we are officially in season 2 of 2021. 2020 was the beta test. 2021 is Alpha Overdrive. You see, while all these planets toured Capricorn last year, 2020, the governing influences, and this is referencing Capricorn of a collective power, hence collective authority, hence government, right? All these influences needed to test through beta tests how much force they can apply to individuals, because these collective signs, Capricorn is opposite Cancer, an individual sign. Sagittarius is opposite Gemini, an individual sign. Leo social is opposite Aquarius, a collective sign. We took part in a collective experiment to see how much can be forced upon us and how much we will comply to. We all failed miserably. A few individuals did their part. Some of you are watching like, I didn't fail. My friend, this is a group test. You are a part of a group test where you did your part. Everyone else failed. You got a failing grade. And we're all having to deal with this. This is not a good or bad thing. It's just something to put context to now. Now we're in Alpha Overdrive. Season 1 of Alpha Overdrive. March, April, May, and June was the setup. This is why 2021 started off pretty slow. Everything was happening behind the scenes. Now, we're entering the bloody summer, the summer of petty. Cancer season is one of the most important seasons in all of this year because it's going to establish the fullness of your character through the sincerity of your soul that will have you decide once and for all, do you represent this revolution as an individual, or will you forever conform? If there was ever a period over the next 6 months to fight for what's right, it is now. And this isn't about breaking down, contextually local issues. Regardless of if we agree on the same things or not, everyone individually is going to be facing this conflict. Last year around this time, we had the boss battle. And we're going to have this again, but with Saturn in the 8th house to Cancer. So this is where things are going to be so intense because people are more aware than ever that the numbers aren't adding up. And this is going to now facilitate over the next 6 months coming into the Sun-Pluto conjunction again in Capricorn with Mars and Venus, retrograde and direct, the change of our whole civilization, because Pluto by then will have come to its return and die. America will die. The Pluto return of America, 27 degrees Capricorn, research it. The Republic. This isn't the chart of the corporation which we're under, but the Republic, which still has karma. So really keep this in mind, especially when you're keeping in mind that Georgia recently has found more evidence of fraud in their audits. Everything is going to happen so fast. Okay, so I'm going to break this down as best as I can. First of all, I need to sincerely thank you. I wanted to do this instantly, but the channel just went on and I started channeling. Thank you so much. It is imperative that I thank you dearly. In this revolution of the individual, where individual voices are getting censored, you've seen this disrespectfully with scientists, engineers, frontline doctors who have labored for years through medical school and practicing their expertise, helping so many people, only to be silenced in their moment of need, in our moment of need, only to be treated like stupid conspiracy theorists, as if these are not actual degree-holding, license-holding therapists, doctors, and people who actually have insight that really, for all intents and purposes, expose the truth. It's very crucial what's happening here. Your decision to share this, to give feedback, to bring light and voice to what individuals like myself and you are broadcasting is part of this revolution, because this is what's going to circulate and combat the false narratives out there. The false narratives being put to make you believe what you should think instead of thinking for yourself. Critical thinking is the most necessary component now more than ever, because in a Cancer season that is unmistakably or is mistakenly, Cancer men and women are called emotional. Cancers are psychic. The reason why they deal with emotions is because they're empathic. And so the empathic nature of their psychic ability enables moodiness because they don't want to feel your feelings, but they feel your feelings. Cancer is one of the most misunderstood signs. Y'all be thinking they sweet. They have a whole hard Cancer crab shell and they will pincer the crap out of you. Cancer is not like Cancer has the most bodies statistically. If you were to research murders of passion, it's Cancer. We're in the solstice, the most day. All right. So there's going to be a lot of drama that's going to burn these streets. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Drama is neither good or bad. It's just drama. So there's certain things that in preparation for this Cancer season, I want to make sure we're clear on. The first thing I'll speak on today is frame wars, okay? The re-engineering of your frame by deceptive collective influences that possess those around you and NPCs who all have a hive mind. Then I also want to talk to you about the purpose of this transit, ascending your superpowers. Now that you're in a position to awaken relative to the last year awakening in Capricorn, right? Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter in Capricorn. Now we have Jupiter retrograde out of Pisces, Saturn Aquarius. This is the upper causal minded level of your awakening. Everything that awakening your body, you're now coming into a logical, mental, experiential understanding of this to where you're ascending usage of your superpowers coming into the full moon. This is where Sagittarius, sight, Cancer feeling, you're going to be visualizing ways you can not only feel your powers, you're going to be seeing your superpowers. Okay, this is going to be really crucial. And the last thing I want to say is all through Cancer season, we're facing a Pluto opposition. So people really can lose their lives. All right, this is a life or death season. Think about how this time last year, you had people dying because of Chaz riots, okay, because of autonomous zones, because of protests. So the Pluto opposition is saying you have to be on point. You cannot make a single action out of integrity. It can and will cost you your life. That is no cap. That is no cap. That is no cap. We are not playing around here. A lot of you are targeted and you don't even know the algorithms that because a lot of you are getting fact checked or whatever. And it doesn't matter what side you're on. This is a divisive plot. People who, let's take BLM, for example, or let's take LGBTQ. People who are for BLM and for LGBTQ are getting censored. People who are against BLM and against LGBTQ are getting censored. The whole illusion is to make it look like, oh, one side isn't getting censored. One side is getting censored more than the other, but it's all of you are getting censored. Like even the people who you disagree with on social media, they're having issues being censored by these same people. So please remember that this is not you versus other people. It's a collective test to resolve your differences that you'll always have and get together, because this is happening to everybody. Okay. And so with this Pluto opposition, you have a file on you. You have a target on your back. That doesn't make you a victim. It's supposed to make you very aware of the actions you take and know that not everyone can be trusted. And certain friends now could be enemies later. So when it comes to the reframing, Sun in Cancer is one of the most gaslighted energies. Cancer, period, is one of the most gaslighted vibrations. And that's because it's psychic. And so you're dealing with subtle psychic vibrations that empathically attune you to what someone's feeling on the inside. Nothing which can't be really quantified that easily and can be denied. And so be very mindful of people playing with your feelings psychologically. With the quincunx to Saturn in Aquarius, this is deep psychological mindfuckery. A classic example. You're dealing with people, and it's not just one person. That's why it's difficult. It's a collective vibration that rests in the hearts of those who refuse to stand firm in their individuality, getting taken over by hive mind. So imagine if I pissed you off. Imagine if I'm just like psychologically annoying you and I'm saying things that I know get under your skin and I'm being disrespectful, and then rightfully so, you lash out at me. Rightfully so, you lash out at me. And you don't even hold back. You go in. And then the very next day when you're feeling good, right? I start to be like, hey man, like you didn't really have to be all crazy like that. I start to speak to you in a cool way, right? To where empathically, unconsciously, your subconscious is feeling, okay, we're getting along, and I psychologically trick you into believing you overreacted. And because I'm not confronting you negatively and I'm like, hey, it's cool, we're cool now, but hey, you don't have to be so overreactive. And it's done subtly in a way to make you feel like the reason why you lashed out is just because, you have anger problems, when the whole time I'm the reason you lashed out like that. And you didn't do anything wrong. You put me in my place. Be very, 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 very careful about people like that, who do deceptive stuff like that, who put yourself in a position to pull your buttons or to push you. I'm not saying that you need to like not control your emotions and lash out, but don't listen, especially with the square the sun's going to be making to Chiron and Aries. Don't necessarily be afraid with being savage in the way you express your emotions and with going in. But don't apologize either. Don't give in to this fake gaslighting, because that's going to be the first notion of this, where no one is really confronting you. Really, they're playing these fake passive aggressive games to hot and cold you, hit you here, and then in good cop, bad cop you. Okay, you can nip all that shit in the bud just by calling it out and not compromising. Okay, we're gonna have the sextile to Uranus. This is gonna be great for money. This is gonna be great for developing abilities, supernatural abilities, very quickly and exponentially based on how deeply you feel into your abilities. Next, we also have feeling into the ascension of your superpowers. You're going to gain visual insight and intuition that's going to make you receptive to the meaning of the deeper sincerity of supernatural metahuman ability you're coming into. Aries, Taurus, Gemini represent human faculty from 0 to 7 years old. Once we step into Cancer, that is representative of the human being entering puberty. This is now also correlating to metahuman ability, because normally your superpowers manifest during puberty or mutant abilities. So, this is the Wonder Woman Superman vibration. Cancer and especially Leo. Cancer and Leo are the metahuman vibrations of the zodiac, Virgo included, where it comes into mastery. This is where you actually now, in relation to taking your individuality and interfacing it socially with others, expressed through the 5th house Leo vibration, superpowers. This is now where you anchor in your heart and you actually, of course, master this through Virgo. So you're going to have stunning breakthrough as soon as now, because the sun is trining Jupiter retrograde in Pisces. Jupiter retrograde in Pisces, if you want to see the miracle life change this is going to cause per sign and rising, hit up my live at 5 p.m. PST. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to pull a card and really interpret for each rising sign how this is retrograde is going to affect you. But the sun trine is going to be an initial boost, a take 200 pass go type thing that you want to use to gain momentum. It's something extremely beneficial, but it could be horrible if you let people frame your victory as a loss and you let people make you feel guilty for good things happening to you. Very deep psychological mindfuckery in the works if you allow it. Okay, Mercury is going direct today, and this is going to reevaluate everything that you have changed around how you think about things in your mind. Some of you are realizing, I've been too nice. Like, oh my gosh, like I've let this happen. Like there's certain things you've processed that now you're just flipping the switch on. And that's going to be very amazing, because once Mercury goes direct, and now that we're in Cancer season, everything is going to accelerate so fast. Before you know it, a false flag attack may already hit. And I'm in the belief that, before Pluto returns to America 27 degrees and, before we hit that opposition or by the opposition, we're going to have a very major global event. So prepare yourselves. But as you see subconsciously into the depths of superpower you're brewing, you want to stay centered in how you feel, and you want your heart's passion with Mars and Leo to lead you forward courageously. Make this season count, guys. You are a revolutionary. You are bridging in your DNA supernatural elements that are uncoiling and manifesting now that we've completed this important part of the cycle from Capricorn coming into Cancer, interfacing the individual growth that you will express with others socially coming into Libra. Damn, I want to make this longer, but the last thing I have to say is know that it's a war out here and things are going to count more. So if you didn't know you were targeted, you'll know during this period. Don't worry about psychic attacks. Stay in integrity. Stay blessed. Godspeed.